Hello there, guys, and welcome back to my channel for the player ratings of Chelsea 2, Real Madrid 0. And I realized I made a mistake because I thought I sent the link to Pice, but it turns out I did no such thing. Instead, I sent it to Monster, who's not even coming on the stream today. So I will be sending the link to Pice now, and then he should be here in a second. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just get this microphone a little bit closer here. Chelsea Football Club are in the Champions League final. Chelsea Football Club are in the Champions League final of 2021. May 29th of 2021. Istanbul, Atatürk Park. Chelsea against Manchester City in the Champions League final. What a day. What a day. I've had a bit of a shambles since the game. I won't lie to you guys. I've had a bit of a mare. But we're now joined by our very, very, very special guest, Mr. CFCPys. I do apologize, bro. So what I did basically, I sent the link, but I accidentally sent it to Monster, not to you. I must have clicked on the wrong chat. So I sent it, but clearly not to you. I do apologize. Pice, how you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm excited, to be honest. I'm so happy. Just over the moon. Like, it's crazy. I was so nervous before the game, like everyone. I didn't know whether, as the pundits were saying, the experience would pay off for them. But I'll tell you what, we played amazing. We didn't have the ball a lot in the first half, especially, but our defending was top notch. We were pressing them like mad in the defensive half. And it was painful. It was painful because we could have scored so many goals. But two goals, 2-0. What more can you ask for? Fitting goal scorers as well. You have Mount. See if he can do it on the final as well, but it's crazy. Werner, after all the slander, scores. Even though it was a tap-in, but still scored in the right place. So,
hey, he's missed plenty of tap-ins so far, so you know.
But, I was thinking, is he going to, head and miss the ball or, but he scored? So I was like, and I thought it might have been, ruled out for something, but just an amazing result. Amazing result.
An amazing result, an amazing day, an amazing night. Honestly, first of all, Firestar, appreciate the donation a lot. Appreciate it a lot. I'm still not over what happened tonight. Honestly, I don't understand. I don't understand how we here. How did we get here? I know how we got here. I know it very well. I mean, I cover it all, right? But I somehow I can't comprehend it right now. It's actually insane. I know we didn't have a lot of the ball, and again, we only had 32% possession, which kind of makes Jose Mourinho look like a genius because he always says you don't need the ball to be the better team. Today, that was literally the proof of it because we had barely any of the ball, clearly, but we were so far superior. Oh, they looked like schoolboys. None of their players looked like they actually knew how to play football. It's ridiculous. The only guy that actually looked like a good player on that pitch was Benzema. All the other ones were shocking. It was ridiculous. And not because they're dreadful, but because we made them look bad. Honestly, I'm not over this. I don't understand. I don't understand how are we this good. And Kanté, I said this already. He must have done passing drills all of midweek. How were we sat here last week and say, oh, if only he could have that final ball in him as well. And what does he do today? He kind of sets up, gets the assist to both goals. Ridiculous. The most incredible thing I've ever seen, honestly. And Mendy, turning into Petr Cech when it really matters. And, does he already have the Champions League Golden Glove now? I don't know. But mad. Honestly, mad. The back three, incredible. Thiago Silva out-sprinting Karim Benzema. Azpi doing back heels at the byline. Jorginho picking up a yellow card, 10 minutes in, 15 minutes in, and then having an absolute masterclass after that and got a Kanté touching him already. Mounts the inevitable, misses a sitter, just keeps on going, gets that goal. Kai Havertz today, I said this a few times already, but Kai Havertz somehow, and Matisse tweeted this, somehow managed to beat Didier Drogba and Eden Hazard, both in the same person, all in the space of 60 seconds. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen anyone do. And Timo Werner, talk about big game player. The man had his best game for Chelsea Football Club in a Champions League semi-final second leg. You couldn't time it any better now, could you?
No, and Yeah, it's funny with Werner as well because at times, there's a couple of attacks where he didn't make the right pass or he gave the ball away. But the thing is with this guy is, although I don't necessarily rate him that highly, I can see why people want to have more faith in him because if you look at the stats, he still has delivered, like in assists mainly, but goals as well. He's got his fair share. So, you know, I do still understand their point of view as to say, well, you know what, if you actually look in depth, Werner's actually delivered in a lot of the big games, whether that be a goal or assist. So, yeah, fair play to him, but still one more to go, man. Like Mason Mount said, one more. And hopefully Werner and everyone can play like that. Because if we play like that in the final, we're going to win. No doubt in my mind, we'll win that game, 100%.
I completely agree. No doubt in my mind. We already had City on toast, and it was kind of the same game where it shouldn't have been 1-0. We should have battered them lot too. We should have battered pretty much every team we played against all season. It's the most ridiculous thing. It's like, not all season, but ever since Thomas Tuchel took over. And I know you and I discussed this many times already, where we were late January before Tuchel took over and where we are now. But it still is insane. And what Fantasy PGA Tour, first of all, appreciate the donation a lot, saying should be a few 11s and 12s tonight, maybe a 20 for Kanté. None of us are sleeping till dawn tonight. We're all buzzing. Oh, yes, we are. And I've made an executive decision today, Pys. We're not starting ratings at 0 today. We're starting ratings at 10. So, everyone's getting like 19s and shit.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it. Like, let's do it.
There you go. Exactly.
But honestly, people do deserve it. Like, especially, we'll get onto individual players in a minute, but the one man I want to shout up today, Edouard Mendy. This guy, that save from Benzema, outrageous. I'm not even joking. You guys, people are saying, "Oh, that was just a good save." No, that was an outrageous save. The way he got his hat, I don't know how he reached it. Like one of my Man United friends said, this guy with the big long arms, man. I tell you what, we just can't beat this guy because it's just amazing. Like it really is. Honestly, this guy, people slander him. Rival fans saying, "Oh, well, he's protected by the defense." On this stream, and I've been saying it on Twitter as well. Every time we need the guy to like come up, maybe he doesn't get many shots in a game, but when the time is to save a shot, he saves them like 95%, and that's why he's such a good keeper. And Rio Ferdinand was saying the same thing as well. Like, yeah, he is protected by the defense, but he can make some bloody good saves as well. Like the Benzema one, fantastic looping header. Like, if that's Kepa, I think that's probably going in. Like, I'm not even going to lie, I think that'd go in. But yeah, Edouard Mendy for me, just big shout out as well because his story's been amazing as well. Unemployed at 22 and all this. If you guys want to go and look up like his story, it's amazing. So, people were telling me about Thiago Silva's absolutely he'll die to win this Champions League. 100% agree, but I tell you who will die for it more as well will be Mendy because from what this guy's come from to where he'll be in that final. My God, like it's just sensational. So if you haven't read that story, guys, then go and look up Edouard Mendy's story because it's amazing.
I could not agree more. What Pice might actually not know yet. It's some brilliant news, which I will tell him right now. Basically, this month, I am sponsored by OneFootball. Some people that watched the preview yesterday already know that. But I am sponsored by OneFootball, which I find personally absolutely brilliant. So shout out to them. Check out the link in the description and download the OneFootball app. I will just play a quick little clip. It's about a minute long. So tune in for that. Listen to what I'm saying. Download the app. And, Pice and myself will be back straight after that. I want to say a massive thank you to OneFootball for partnering up with me and sponsoring my channel. Like the name suggests, it's a football app. And trust me, it's one of the best ones out there. You get all the latest football news from pretty much every single team and league all around the world. Team news, live score updates, league tables, fixture lists, everything you could possibly want to know in the world of football, you find it right there. Never want to miss out on any news surrounding Chelsea again? OneFootball has got you covered. As you can see on screen now, all the news is all there in one place. Whether it's the latest injury news, articles before and after games, or of course, transfer rumors. And with the transfer window actually opening and coming up soon, as well, you'll definitely want to make use of that transfer indicator, which not only tells you about all the rumors out there, it also tells you how likely a certain transfer actually is to happen, which is definitely quite handy during a very busy transfer window, which could be on the horizon for Chelsea. And like I said, it's honestly a brilliant app that I can only recommend downloading with the link down in the description below. And downloading the app with my link also really helps out my channel. And I want to say it again, I really appreciate them sponsoring me. And like I just said, it's a brilliant app that everyone should have on their phone. And all it takes is literally a few seconds to click that link down in the description below. Doesn't matter whether you're on iPhone or Android. I download the app right there with that link. So again, go down below into the description and download the OneFootball app with my link right now. Exactly. And don't tell anyone, but if you already have the OneFootball app, delete it and download it again with my link. Pys, I think it's time to get into some player ratings. I think it's time. And you started on the man himself. You already gave him his dues, but fully deserved. And well, are we dropping the first 20? Are we doing 2 man of the matches today and he's one of them and he gets a 20?
Yeah, I think he would be probably my man of the match. Just I know like the team obviously did really well and stuff, but without those 2 saves, it's a completely different game. And goalies don't get enough praise in general, I think personally. So for being so clutch, yeah, give him whatever, and he's definitely my man of the match for sure.
That is fair. I mean, I think, like I said, for me, it's probably one of the 2 man of the matches because it's one of those. Because, like you said, goalies don't get sometimes the credit they deserve 100%. It's difficult because he had obviously those 2 saves to make and 2 comfortable ones, obviously, from Kroos and Modric long shots. But at the end of the day, that's kind of all he had to do at the same time, while obviously a midfielder obviously has to do it like for the full 90 minutes, right? While Mendy had like 5 moments. Did you see what I mean? Like, that's why they're difficult to compare. I mean, to be honest, we shouldn't be doing player ratings. Like, it's totally unfair. But here we are anyway. So we're dropping Mendy at 20. Again, I'm telling everybody, we're starting at 10. So, the minimum, so what usually would be 0 today is 10, right? So, because that was ridiculous. We need to appreciate how good we were today and how big that result was today. Obviously, after what Pys said about him already, I quickly have to add a couple of things. Like, first of all, the story, the fact that he was unemployed at 21, 22. And we signed him at, what was he at the time, 26? Or is he 28 now? And was 27?
Yeah, he's 28 now, so I think 27 it was.
There you go. So we signed him at 27. What is it? 20 million pounds, 22 million pounds from Rennes. Obviously taking them into the Champions League for the first time. Well, maybe not ever, for the first time in a long time anyway. Having a clean sheets record in Liga last season, and people were like, but how good is he? How good is he with his feet? And even Pys sometimes doubts him with his feet. When I keep saying, I feel like that's just still ingrained in our heads from what everybody told us last summer, because I know he has every now and again, he has like a bad pass in there, but to me, that's not being bad at passing. To me, that's just sometimes silly decision making, rather, because when he actually plays, whether it's the long balls, whether it's the switch balls to the fullbacks, whether it's under pressure, his Cruyff turns, all of it is perfect. Like, what a man! What a man! What a signing! And I hope to God Chelsea do not even think about signing a goalkeeper in the summer, because that's money wasted. I don't care whether Donnarumma is available on a free. I do not need to pay a goalkeeper 300k a week when we have Edouard Mendy. I do not care. Get a backup goalkeeper. Sign Leno from Arsenal. Make him a backup goalkeeper just to take the piss. And, sell Kepa and, we're having a laugh. That's what I think. But then I suppose we need to get to the 3 centre-backs. And I don't know how we're going to differentiate them today because, again, all of them have been unbelievable. But let's talk about them individually. Christensen, a bit fortunate not to get booked very early in the game. Or did he get booked in the end for that step on Mendy? He did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Halfway through the first half. But still, in the second half, especially that moment where the referee just got it wrong for an apparent foul on Hazard by Christensen and Kanté, we were 1-0 up. It was, 75th, 80th minute or something. And our right centre-back was tackling Eden Hazard at the halfway line, moving up with him, aggressive, pressing, taking no bollocks at all. Like, we were not having none of it. What a performance. Honestly, I don't know what rating to give him. 19, maybe? Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Very hard, obviously, because obviously we're going to 20. So, like, to be honest, the whole team deserves, like, maximum ratings. But, yeah, we have to, if we're looking at it more closely, I think, 19 probably. Just obviously because he got that yellow card. But other than that, I mean, didn't put a foot wrong, maybe even like a 19.5. Like, it was so good. And Laurenz, I just want to say, I've just seen this thing on Twitter as well that apparently Tuchel was, so everyone's like celebrating outside Stamford Bridge. Apparently he was hanging out his car, fist pumping Chelsea fans. So that's that's so funny if that's true.
I love that. I hope it is true. Honestly, I hope to God that is true. And I don't know, and I know it's difficult. Like, to be honest, I'd almost want to give all of them, with maybe one or two exceptions, like a 20. Because I can't really tell you, did Christensen do anything wrong? Yeah, you can say got booked, but is getting booked the bad thing if you don't get sent off in the end, and the yellow card doesn't stop you from doing anything in the final? Can't really even say it's a bad thing. If only you can say, we even physically, we stepped up to the plate today. Everyone was talking about Ramos, he loves a fight. We was clattering into these Real Madrid players early today. We made use of the referee not wanting to dish out yellow cards in the first 10 minutes because Havertz clattered into Nacho Fernandez, and we had another one where we could have easily had an early booking already. We clattered into them lot, and Christensen's tackle on Mendy was one of those. It's like, we're not taking any crap from you lot today. If you want to play dirty, we're going to play dirtier. And, if anything, I don't even want to hold that against Christensen. If anything, I want to slightly praise him for that, because usually he's one of the guys that doesn't get enough of the dirty done, that doesn't, that's like, the slick defender. And usually we say, physically out-muscled and blah, 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 and all of this crap. He was not having any of that. So maybe maybe all three deserve at 19.5. Let's leave Christensen right now. Let's talk about the other two, and then we'll assess whether they all deserve the same rating or whatever. Let's get to Thiago Silva, because aside from not scoring from two headers, that especially the second one, he probably should score from. Again, unbelievable. Out sprinting Karim Benzema, like second half. Most ridiculous thing I've seen. And then to comfortably head it over to, was it Rüdiger, was it Chilwell, one of them, to clear it comfortably. Like, the clearances, the calmness, the passing, the leadership, the hug with Tuchel at the end when Mason scored. Insane, right?
Yeah. And on Thiago Silva as well, just one of my favourite signings we've made, like, genuinely, ever, to be honest. It just feels like we've got another John Terry back. Like, we've got Azpi, of course, who's senior, but Silva's just like, even the players said he's like the dad in the group. He's like the parent, he's the one they look up to, really. He's a football icon. Let's not forget that. He's been one of the best centre-backs in the world for the last 10 years. So to have him at Chelsea in the first place is blessed. And second of all, for him to be actually performing still to a world-class level is just, what can you ask for? The guy's, 36, 37? It's like literally unheard of for a centre-back. His intelligence, his IQ, his understanding, and the way he obviously fits into Tuchel's system with the ball playing is fantastic. Got some of the best passing stats in the world for a centre-back. So, absolutely loved him. Honestly, yeah. All the defenders, brilliant. Christensen, as well, because he got questioned in the press conference. A lot of people were saying, is he going to bottle another big game? What are you saying now? What are you saying now to the people who said that? Because he was unreal. He was,
and I didn't like the question when Nizar Kinsella. I don't know, maybe it made Christensen play better today. If so, cheers, Nizar. I rate him a lot, actually. He's one of the Chelsea journalists that is, I don't know, the most enjoyable to follow, I suppose, because he gives them probably the most regular updates. He's probably a tad younger than like Simon Johnson and that, and obviously Matt Law is more corporate, not even saying that in a negative way, but yeah, so I like Nizar a lot, even though I didn't necessarily enjoy that question, but hey, it worked out brilliantly, so I'm not complaining at all. And also, we have over 200 people watching. Big ups to all of you guys for that. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. We're less than 400 away from 10,000 subscribers. To be honest, it's less than 380. So, get subscribed if you haven't already. It would honestly mean the world to me if we can hit that as soon as bloody possible. Obviously, the season has now been extended by a week for us. So, gives me more of a chance to hit it by the end of the season. But let's just hit it even earlier. Make sure you get subscribed right now. I mean, what better day to subscribe and make someone else happy than on a day where you're unbelievably happy? So do that. Smash the like button. And of course, if you want to support the channel and, want to make sure that we discuss, whatever you have to say, do use the super chat function. You don't have to, but I massively appreciate it. And that comment about Ali Reza, we'll get to Kai in a minute. Don't worry, bro. But it is quite funny. It is quite funny. Because we haven't given any of the ratings yet to Thiago Silva and Christensen, because the same really can be said for Rüdiger. I mean, he took our first shot of the game, and I was like, don't shoot, come on. that wasn't even 25 yards. That wasn't even 30 yards. That was edging 35 yards. He took a shot and Courtois couldn't even catch it. Courtois parried it. And to be honest, if any of our attackers were kind of more ready for it and pouncing on it, that could have been leading to a goal itself. Like, fair dues, Rudy. But, people underestimate that because we've had so many players in the past, play with, mask, and they think it's easy. It does hinder you a little bit. And I've explained this before. If you look like that way, like to your left, right? It doesn't hinder your left eye, but it hinders your right eye. Kind of like you have like a little block in the way. So it's not like it hinders you from playing well, but it's something that you get used to, that you need to get used to. It's like, I don't know, if you have boots that are a size too big or a size too small is maybe a bit different, but a size too big, you can probably handle it, but you need to get used to it. It's like a little bit like that. So for his first game to play that brilliantly, to be honest, I think we should give them all 19.5.
Yeah, for sure, man. Rüdiger was insane as well, especially like face mask Rüdiger as well. I swear everyone with a face mask who plays for us is unreal. Like, I swear no one's ever dropped a bad performance one of them. It's like they just turn into like superhumans, and Rüdiger has been absolutely unreal since Tuchel took over. So, yeah, man. Something that I never thought I'd say either, because to be honest with you, pretty much I think every Chelsea fan was like, Rüdiger, a bit of a, can be a bit of a cloud, makes mistakes, West Ham away last season, but the consistency has been on another level. So fair play to him, man. Yeah, fantastic performance.
More like, honestly, you could almost say more than fantastic. Like, they were all so good, and I'm so happy with all of them. Like, to be honest, like it's one of those days where, I mean, we'll discuss, like, maybe we'll get to the information right now, but when I saw Pulisic not starting, I was like, oh, that's a big call. That's a big call. I wasn't sure whether I agreed with it personally, but all of them three in the front were brilliant. And then Pulisic comes on and was absolutely amazing as well. Like, it's crazy. Like, how have we come to a squad where we have more than 11 great players? Like, we need to leave players out, and not even just players in the first place, but players that are in form. We have more players in form than we have spaces on the pitch. It's crazy. Like, how, like, Reece James, give it like a month ago, because he hasn't played so much in the last month, I would have said he was probably third in our player of the year ranking. And now he's not getting a game. Like, obviously he played against Fulham, but he didn't get to play in his Champions League semi-finals. I know people disagreed, whatever, with the playing Azpilicueta at right wing back, but the fact that Reece James didn't get to play, and like, it's crazy. Like, how good we've been, how good they've been is insane. And then we get to Azpi, and I'm sure you weren't all that pleased with seeing him at right wing back. I'm pretty sure all of us expected it at this point. But as much as he wasn't completely amazing last week, I personally think we were too harsh on him last week. I don't think he was anywhere near as bad as we said when I watched some more of the game and when I thought about it more personally. But today was amazing. Like I said already, man was doing backheel flicks at the byline, starting attacks for Pulisic. That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. He was bodying people left, right, and centre. No one got past him, and he was so good that apart in the first half, Vinicius and Hazard both went over to their right, our left defensive side, because there was just no getting past Azpi and Christensen, like none whatsoever. What a performance from Azpi as well. So, like, he's not quite there, but I think he's almost a 19.75, like maybe even a tad better than the centre back. I don't know, because I feel like whenever we did get penetrated, it was more down the middle than down the wings. So, at least that side, because Chilwell did have a couple of moments where he struggled a bit, but Azpi was close to that man of the match as well, in my opinion. Maybe the 19.5 is fine, but he was unbelievable today, right?
Yeah, very solid. Good on the ball as well. Kept tight to Hazard. Thought he did a really, really good job, to be fair. One of the flicks as well, like, started off one of our attacks. I can't remember which one, but he did like a 1-2 flick with someone, and then we like broke away and nearly scored. And I was like, blimey, like, I've not seen Azpi do that. So, yeah, it was big game performance, and we know he's got him in him. Still like Kanté, getting older, but 100% big performance, and I'm sure he'll have a big performance in Istanbul as well. Happy to give him whatever rating, Laurenz. He was sensational.
He really was. I mean, Ration, again with the donation, he was already here yesterday. I remember it. I appreciate it. Saying Timo had his Fernando Torres moment. All is forgiven. I suppose he did. And not today wasn't even just a moment. Obviously, he scored the goal, but he would, other than one bad pass when we could have created something and one bad touch when we could have created something, 2 bad passes, mind you, he was brilliant. Like, he set up Kanté for his huge chance with an amazing run, holding off Ramos as if he wasn't this huge guy that everyone was apparently scared about in the build-up to obviously his own goal, I suppose, but to Havertz's chip. Phenomenal. We'll get to the rating in a minute, but absolutely phenomenal. I'm glad you agree though, Pice, with the 19.5 for Aspi. And I suppose we next get to Chilwell, and because I'm just going to send the link to Con CFC guys, who will be joining us for these player ratings as well. I let Pice take the floor. What were your thoughts on Chilwell? I thought if anyone struggled the most today, it was probably him, but he was still good, if that makes sense.
To be fair, I thought he was actually really good. I was getting a bit worried sometimes. Vinicius, he had one run where he just completely burst. He cut inside and just burst past him. But apart from that, to be honest, I can't remember any times that he actually got beat. He didn't make any rash challenges. He was very sort of calm, collected. Just the whole back line was just solid, very, very solid. Good on the ball as well, as always. Really, really nice to have a left back who's so comfortable on the ball. Or left wing back in this case, but yeah, naturally a left back. Very, very solid. I'd probably give him the same rating as all defence, to be fair. I don't think he did anything to deserve any less, and I don't think he did anything to deserve any more. I just think, nearly maximum rating, but not quite maximum if we're going up to 20. But he was very, very solid, 100%. Just very composed. Like, one thing I was worried about was with these defenders, would they, just kick it long? Or it was kind of like what game was it? Was it Porto, where all we did under pressure was just boot it long? Today we was actually really, really composed and kept the ball on the ground, which was nice. So I was very happy with him.
I would probably give him a tad lower, but we'll get Con's thoughts on in a second. Con, first of all, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it a lot. Before we get into any ratings, how happy are you right now, bro?
Laurenz, Pies, my guys, I love you both. I am over the moon. Chelsea are in the Champions League final, man. I'm still in cloud 9, man. Honestly, I'm so happy. So happy, Laurenz, bro. I love you.
It's ridiculous. Like I said this already. I don't understand how we're here. I don't get it. I can't. It doesn't enter my brain how this has happened now. I said this, especially in the first half last week. We made Madrid look like amateurs. Especially second half today. We make them look like amateurs again, just that our finishing is kind of a bit like amateur as well. But they were non-existent. We play, this is a Champions League final. Fulham should be this easy, not Real Madrid.
Exactly, bro. And that's the thing. Everyone always says, oh, this team doesn't look great when they're playing us. That's because what we do to teams, bro. They don't look great when they play us. Tuchel's a mastermind. And when we go to Istanbul, bro, one-off game against City. You never know, man. Bro. Laurenz, I am
We've already beaten them, bro. We've already beaten them.
Laurenz, man. I'm so happy. So happy.
I'm honestly gassed. Take a look at the ratings. You can see them at the bottom. Take a look at the ratings. I've made an executive decision that the ratings, not as usual, start at 0. They today start at 10. Hence why we have 20s and 19.5s. But with that in mind, would you agree so far? And what would you give Chile?
Yeah, I agree with the 19.5s.
Mendy has a 20 in case you missed
it. Yeah, I saw Mendy's 20, 100%. Oh, what a keeper he is, by the way. Chilwell, I'd give the same as the others, 19.5. I think he was as solid as everyone else.
Well, fair enough. I would have maybe given him 19, maybe even 18, but I think he got passed a couple of times too much. And almost for the reason that I said people went over to Chile side because there was no getting past Aspi. To me, that kind of doesn't bode well for, that means Chile can't have been as good because otherwise they wouldn't have done that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I feel like giving him the same way, I don't know. Not saying it was bad by any means, but maybe not quite that as good.
I think Rüdiger should be a 20 as well, to be honest. Looking at it now,
Who are your man of the matches, if you, because for Pice it's just Mendy. For me it's 2, Mendy and Kanté. I don't want to drop too many, if that makes sense.
The 3 come to mind is Mendy, Rüdiger, Kanté, and Kai. That's 4.
Fair dues, to be honest, fair dues. But I mean, I think we'll probably stick to the 19.5 just because myself and Pies agreed, and obviously outnumber. Sorry, we'll get to a position where right now you're outnumbering me, so we're giving Chile a 19.5 as well. So no, we'll keep it democratic over here. We're not doing a Real Madrid Super League. We're keeping it democratic over here. And the next one I want to discuss is Fantasy PGA Tour. I mean, I can't disagree with you. Man's giving me money to give Aspie a 20. Aspie's getting a 20. If anyone wants to change player ratings,
I think we might have to start making them lower now. For financial purposes, bro. Just make everyone low. Make it... Oh, God.
Oh, brilliant. I love it. I suppose next we get to Jorginho. I touched on it with Pice already. Got booked early, and after that, just absolutely phenomenal. Like that tackle at some point in the second half on Benzema when they hit us on a break, that was the only time they actually were able to hit us on a break and were looking threatening. That tackle is as much decisive, in my opinion, as Mendy saves and as some of the other tackles we've seen. And as the goals, arguably, maybe not as the second goal, but as the first goal. Unbelievable performance. I would put my hat in there for a 19.5 as well. I know not a lot of 19.5 so far, but that would be me at least. Pice, what about you? Would you give him that 19.5 or are you leaning more towards a 19 maybe?
With Jorginho,
yeah.
Man, I really want to give him and Kanté a 20 because I just think they were so bloody good. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, on previous streams, we have given like people maximum ratings that, even though I've got a man the match, we can still give others maximum, right? So, yeah, I think I'm going to give Jorginho a maximum because, first off, the doubters of him can just, I mean, they've been made to be quiet so many times, but like, how many more big game performances does Jorginho need to have for people to just realise he's a quality player? Like, I'm just lost for words, honestly. As you said, that tackle in the second half was just superb. Literally just nipped in, bang, got the ball. But it was so important because they looked like they were scoring from that attack. So, yeah. And the way he reacted as well, the game management to the yellow cards, just amazing. Really, really good. Yeah, I'm speechless, man. Really, I am. I don't know what to say.
It's a tough one, really. I mean, to be honest, if you want to give him a 20 as well, I'm not going to have a problem with that.
I think he has to, bro. I think he has to, honestly. I mean, yeah. Like, I can't see anything that he did wrong. Like, I mean, yeah, he got the yellow, but the way he responded to it, and as well, just the composure. You even saw. I'm not comparing the games, but against Fulham last week, we had no control in the midfield. How controlled did we look today? How composed did we look? On the ball. Popping it around, it was just, and he makes that happen. He's the orchestra of all of that.
It's true. Con, would you agree? Would you give Jorginho a 20 as well? Or maybe, if we're dropping 20s left, right, and centre, maybe we'll have to give one of the centre-backs one as well. We'll see. But let's focus on Jorginho for now. Would you agree on it? Or
2000%. Like, as soon as you said Jorginho, I thought 20. Because it's not just today's performance. He was amazing, by the way. And I think he got something like 5-6 interceptions. And that yellow card as well. How many times have we said, Jorginho, just take out that player instead of letting him run past you? And he did that today. Like, he did what he needed to do. And in the context of things, of how many games he's played, his games against City, etc., like that, he definitely gets a 20. Him and Kanté today for me. No doubt in my mind.
Petition for Alex to shut up. No, we're not giving 0 to 10 ratings. We're giving 10 to 20 ratings. What you going to do about it?
And the thing is, if you look at their midfield, bro, of Modric, Casemiro and Kroos, before the tie even started, everyone thinks we're getting bodied in midfield. Nogolo and Jorginho, bro, shut it down. Like, what did they do? Bro, like, they're one of the best midfields in Europe, and we made them look amateur, And
they weren't last week, that's for sure.
And if they don't get two midfielders deserve a 20 in any game, it's them two for these 2 legs, man. Absolutely. I love them.
Hey, fair dues. And I want to highlight this comment because this is so true. And Joe on the Blues Fans TV review said this as well, because he said we have to give Lampard some credit as well. And I thought he was going to say for getting us to the round of 16, which I was going to say, well, we didn't give Villas-Boas any credit. So maybe not. But he does make a very good point in the sense that if we don't make top 4 last season, and that was a very good achievement by Frank Lampard and the boys, we can't be here. And what sealed top 4 last season, obviously, it's not just one moment. It was a whole season achievement, right? But that Mount free kick against Wolves on that last match day, it's looking big. That's for sure. It's looking bloody big. Oh, my God. I'm so happy for him when he scored as well. He looked so devastated when he missed as well. Obviously, that's it. So we'll get to talking about him. And Pice no, not Pice. Well, yes, Pice, but I kind of forgot that you already spoke about Jorginho. Jorginho 20, brilliant. Let's get to N'Golo Kante. For me, I think he edges the man of the match. We can give multiple 20s. Of course, we have already. For me, he edges man of the match because I criticize his final pass so much. And today, alongside being as brilliant as he was defensively and as energetic as he was all over the pitch, his dribbling was on point, his passing was on point, his defending was on point, his physicalness was on point. I don't think he could have done a single thing better today than he did. Not a single thing. And for me to say that about N'Golo Kante with how much I criticize his passing sometimes, I think that says a lot. He was absolutely outrageously good today. Let me go with you first, Pice. Would you agree?
1000%. Like, especially on the second goal, man. Damn. Like he pounced on that guy like I don't even know. I don't know what to reference. Like he just pounced on him. And his passing was a lot better today. Decision making in the final third I thought was better. Yeah, just big game performances after big game performances. You know, sometimes Chelsea fans question, he doesn't, he's not been that consistent, in all of the games like he was a few years ago. But the big games, man, he's still got it. 3 UCL man of the matches this year. Can he get the 4th in Istanbul? That would be quite something, wouldn't it? So, just incredible performance, incredible. And it's going to be very, very hard, for Tuchel. Tuchel must have, like, the maddest headache in the world because obviously Kovacic coming back, like, I'm not looking too forward to the final, obviously, like, too far forward. But, just talking about that for a second, like, what do you do? Because you've got Jorginho, you've got Kanté, who dominated Real Madrid, but then again, you've got Kovacic, who's been...
I was just going to say that. You love Kovacic, right?
Bro,
but
I love...
Even for you, it must be like, what do I do?
Bro, like, the thing is, if the Champions League final is next week, I'm fine if Kovacic sits because these two have been so bloody good. But then again, you can argue, Jovic, how many times in big games have they proved people wrong? So we're blessed either way. Whatever he picks, whatever he does, I'd imagine Kanté will be one of them because, big game performances, Kanté. I'm sure he's going to be unreal in the final. I've just got a feeling. So, but yeah, man, that guy must have a mad headache, like, for sure.
He must do, bro. It's honestly, it's so crazy. And to be fair, someone made a good point. He did miss a sitter, Kanté, because I said he couldn't have done a single thing better. True. He could have and should have scored that. But at the same time, it wasn't... See, I would say it was a great tackle by Valverde, but he also would have hit it straight at the chest of Courtois. Still, Kanté gets to 20. I don't think there's a debate about it. But Con, what do you have to say about that beautiful little man?
World class and the best of what he does, man. N'Golo Kante, man. We said it like for years and years. I don't know why people always say, he's finished or something like that. Like, shut up with these talks, man. Give a manager who knows where to play him and how to play him, and you're going to see a guy just dominate that midfield like he has, and Jorginho as well. Them two together, I like them a lot. And if Kovacic has to sit out, I love Kova as well. I think if you go back to everything I've ever said on Kovacic, I don't think I've even criticised him once. But I would more than happy let Jorginho and Kanté play together. Like they've been so good, so good together, and I think they've built a real chemistry together now. And that shot,
that's true.
The shot, like you said, it would have been nice if you scored that, because at the time I think all of us were like, can we get that second goal, please? But it's like
go on.
Everything you've seen people say about N'Golo Kante, man, just go back to that because I'll be saying the same thing here. If you go back to like 2 years ago, like Gary Lineker talking about N'Golo Kante, I can say the same thing right now. So, yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, someone put in the chat about Kanté or Rüdiger fasting today. Obviously, it was Ramadan. I don't know. I presume so, especially Kanté and Ziyech probably as well. But obviously, Ziyech only came on. But I don't know when exactly sundown was. So when exactly that moment would, I don't know. So I'm not necessarily going to talk about it. People telling me to give Kanté 21. I'm going to ask you guys, but I know Pice won't agree because he wants Mendy to be the man of the match, so he can't give anybody higher, which is totally fair. But Pice, what would you say for Kanté 21? Yes or no? Just simple answer.
Thing is, I can't. I want to give him a 21, but obviously Mendy man of the match, so I'd be going back on my word. So I'm gonna have to give him a 20.
Fair. And Con, what about you?
It's hard, isn't it? Yeah. If I say we give Mendy and N'Golo 21s, you know, I think that's how we get around this problem, isn't it, Pies? If we give them both 21s, then there's no issue, is there?
Why not?
See, I can already see the donation in a minute. Petition to give Aspi a 21. But you know what? We've done it. There it is. 21 for Mendy and N'Golo Kanté. Everybody happy. And by the way, I haven't even gotten to it yet. Chelsea All Boys with the £2 donation. Appreciate it a lot. I was saying TT, Thomas Tuchel, obviously. And all his coaches are tactical masters. Yes, bro. Yes, they are. Oh, my God. I'm repeating myself a ridiculous amount of times, but I still don't understand how we're here. I don't get it. But we move up the pitch. And again, we have 400 people watching. Big up yourself for all of that. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Just over more than what is watching right now, away from 10,000 subscribers. So if it so happens that most of you are not subscribed, which is unlikely, but if it so happens, all of you get subscribed right now, and you never know, we might hit 10K tonight. Unlikely again, but you never know. Make sure we give it a chance. So go down below, subscribe right now, smash that like button as well, because, and I've said this on Blues Fans TV already, if there was ever a day to click a like button as a Chelsea fan, it's today, and maybe on the 29th of May again. But come on, just go down below, smash the like button right now.
Everyone like and subscribe. Come on, let's go.
Exactly.
Everyone likes to subscribe to win the Champions League.
Pice has had enough of listening to me saying subscribe and like. So, man,
like if you think we're going to win the Champions League, let's do that. Come on.
There you go. Brilliant. I love it, bro. I love it. Big up yourself. Let's move on with the player ratings. And then we get to kind of our front three, even though Mason Mount was obviously half part of the midfield three as well, because that's the kind of work rate the man has. And not just that. Let's not forget that Mason Mount scored the actual, the goal that put us all into ecstasy. That 2-0. And actually, I wanted to say this a minute ago. As much as it was frustrating that we missed all of these chances, I don't think we would have felt as ecstatic when that 2-0 happened if we just scored it in the 50th minute and then scored another 5 minutes later and another, because we had the chance to do all of that. But the fact that it took so long and then it was that kind of explosion of relief I think made almost the feelings even more crazy than they would have been if we just walked it in the second half. Do you guys know what I mean with that?
Yeah, no, totally get what you're saying. Good.
Let's get to Mason Mount. In a weird way, he had two sitters late in the second half, missed one, scored one. Aside from that, had moments where he was super visible, but then had other moments where he wasn't really as noticeable as a lot of other players. But what performance again, the fact that he can somehow manages to be one of our most influential players in the final third, as well as at the same time kind of being one of the midfield three. How you do that both at the same time is ridiculous anyway. Being 22 years of age, scoring, it took him 5 minutes to start twisting and turning and breaking Real Madrid players' ankles. In the first half, that turn, I know obviously his cross got then kind of saved by Courtois, but that turn he made, was it Militao, was it Fernandes, one of them? He literally broke his ankles. Right, it was a madness, unbelievable. I think it has to be a 19.5 as well. To be honest, maybe for the goal at 20. To be honest, no, he scored the 2-0. Mount's getting the 20 as well. I'm not having it any other way. I won't lie.
I love the fact that you just debated with yourself there.
That's what I do, bro. That's what I do. I love that so much. You just noticed that.
Laurenz, you certainly told Laurenz there. Yeah, I think for that moment alone, when Mount just put that in the net, like you said, it just sent us into ecstasy, bro. And for that, he could have dropped an absolute stinker up to that point and scored, and I'm still giving the guy a 20, you know? He put that goal where all of us were screaming. If you're a Chelsea fan and your voice is normal right now, I question your loyalty to the club, you know? That goal. Every good feeling I've ever had in my life, it's like that in one. Especially Mace scoring it, you know, Cobham on the map.
Cobham, yeah, exactly. It's mad, honestly. Would you agree with the 20 or would you prefer a 19.5?
What, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm going with 20. He scored a goal that made me scream like a girl.
To be fair, it doesn't take much for you, sorry.
Wow, the disrespect.
See, it's so funny because people might not know. See, I'm 25, right? Con's and I look like 12. Con's 24. We don't know what he looks like, but he sounds younger. And Pies is 19 and sounds like he's about 40. So that's what we have. It's a lovely combination of beautiful voices that we have over here. See, we give you diversity of voices. That's what we do today. Pies, would you agree on the rating of 20 from Mount, or what would you say?
Yeah, for sure, man. Like the second goal was insane. Like, to be honest, I thought we messed up that attack. Like where Pulisic like a little bit wide, and I was like, "Oh, come on, cut it back," and he did it. So I was like, by the way, Pulisic was unreal when he came on. Like he was so good. But yeah, Mount in the right place, right time, and I just loved the celebrations. Like it reminded me of the Ajax at home game. There was like 4 different players knee sliding at once, and everyone toppled on each other. It was just. Oh, it was crazy. Like Tuchel was going mental. He was doing his best like prime Kanté impression on the sidelines. Like guy was doing his nutting. Like it was mental. So yeah, man, I'll give Mount a 20 for sure. I think very good performance all round. Was good on the ball. Won a few fouls as well. Didn't lose his head because I know a lot of as well during the game Real Madrid were kicking our players, and before Mount's loved to get in there and have a shove and a push at people. So. Yeah, just thought really mature performance from him, and gets maximum rating for me. He didn't do anything apart. Well, to be fair, he had the miss, but I don't know. I don't want to be too harsh on him, obviously, because he got the second goal. So.
Yeah, exactly. If you score then a few minutes later and in the end it didn't matter, it's fine, kind of thing. And I'm having a feeling that by the end we're gonna rate these defenders up all to 20, and we're going to have Mendy and Kanté on 21 and everybody else on 20. I feel like that's what we're going to end with, but let's see. Let's get to Kai Havertz. And I won't be able to stop with the superlatives for the man today. And I said it before already. The man managed to beat Eden Hazard and Didier Drogba all in one person in the space of 60 seconds. Man pulled out a ridiculous header. I know he only hit the bar, but still, what a leap. What power on that header. Precision, I mean, almost perfect. And then literally a minute later, man was dishing out nutmegs to Toni Kroos. Ridiculous. The silk today and the audacity to attempt the chip the way he did that. Usually Messi is the only guy that attempts chips like that. No, and it's one of those things why I sometimes think people underappreciate Messi. If you don't see these chips that Messi makes look so easy anywhere near you don't see them at all other than by him, really. And Kai Havertz went for that today. Obviously, hit it against the top of the bar, so it's slightly frustrating. But it didn't matter. I think what Kai Havertz had planned all along, I was like, I need to give Timo a boost here. So I'm going to chip that against the bar, and Timo can just hit it in, and we can all go home happy. I think Kai Havertz, if it wasn't for not scoring that, and obviously he had maybe Mason. But actually, I think Kai had the biggest chance to make it 2-0 before we did, because his was the easiest, because Mason had an angle as well. A bit frustrating. That's the only reason he's not getting a 21, because I mean, you could even debate for Havertz to honestly give him a 20.5, but we won't, or I wouldn't anyway, because man obviously scored and stuff. But that, and I said this earlier already, that was the Kai Havertz that all of us were hyping a year ago, that all of us were wanting to sign for 80, 90 million. That's the Kai Havertz we signed. I was not questioning it, but I wasn't. I personally probably wouldn't have started Havertz today. I would have gone with Pulisic, Mount, Werner, because Werner made sense to me today. Because I was like, will Kai be able to handle the physicality? Will Ramos just take it out of him and he takes a step back? Like we saw against Porto. He played both legs against Porto and he was kind of invisible in both games. And kind of Pepe and Bemba, they kind of just, made him invisible a little bit. But that wasn't happening today. It took him 4 minutes to clatter into Nacho Fernandez, and somehow he got away with it. Didn't get booked. Big up for the ref for that for me. But also that's what I love to see. I was like, he's up for it. And then, like I said, he was dishing out nutmegs. He was winning headers. He was assisting. Trying to score, essentially assisting. He was unbelievable today, wasn't he? Let me go with you first, Pies. But how good was Kai Havertz today?
You know what? I thought he was one of the most underrated performers on the pitch. Like I didn't really hear many people say much about him. I guess it's because he missed that chance, but. Like Ramos and stuff, everyone was saying, he's going to get bullied. And I can totally see why, because, on the face of it, Ramos is very aggressive. He could easily kick lumps out of Kai, make him kind of less want to go past people, etc. Kind of like what they do to Pulisic. But, like, Ramos was the one getting bullied. Like Kai was like winning every 50-50. There was one towards, I think it was like 70 minutes or so. He was out wide and he chested it down and went on a mad run, and we nearly scored from it. And I was like, damn, like he's just so good on the ball. And then there was one as well where I think we lost the ball, and he was chasing someone, and I was like, there's no way in hell he's getting that towards the guy first, and he got it, and I was like, damn, like I know Kai's fast, but he's rapid. Like,
and was that the moment where he got it with a nutmeg?
He was chasing down a loose ball. It was like a ball came across the box, and then he chased
and
it
he went over him, right? And he turned around and ran after it.
Yeah. I think it was that.
Yeah,
one.
exactly. And then he megged. I think it was Mendy. I think he megged him with the first touch and went round him and controlled it. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That was ridiculous. Like I was like, there's no way in hell he's getting that, and he got it. And I was just
especially
like,
Mendy's quick as well. You know, that's what you got to remember.
Like Mendy's very quick. So, yeah, outstanding performance. Just wish he could have scored that goal, man, because that would have just been the icing on the cake for him. And yeah, the false nine role really suits him for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Fantasy PJ Tour, again, appreciate all of the donations tonight, bro. I really do. Tonight was Havertz's best match for us, in my opinion. I would personally agree. And that is without him getting a goal or an official assist. Even though he got 2 at the weekend, 2 goals. And obviously the Palace game was brilliant as well. But Con, what about you? How many superlatives are there for Kai Havertz today? How brilliant was he?
Kai Havertz, bro. He's a player. Like, he's a player. He's not just a player. Bro, when he did that chip, I know he didn't score, but Werner scored. I knew he was through because it just reminded me of Ramirez, you know, against Barcelona at the Nou Camp. That little cheeky chip. And when he did that, when he's trying to chip 6'7" Thibaut Courtois, and he almost pulls it off, you're like, this guy is something special, you know. Yeah, he should have scored another chance. Yeah, he probably should have had 2, to be honest. But he was, I think Pys is right. I think he was that most underrated performer today. I had to give him a 20. It has to be a 20 from me because Tony Kroos no player kept him up, but after tonight, yeah, Kai Havertz will. After that cheeky little nutmeg and Kroos almost stumbles, like humbled right there. In them 20 seconds, just humbled. And
honestly, he's really, yeah. Go on.
And even when like he got sent out wide and he came back inside and Ramos was next to him, like Kai is learning to like become a bit physical. He's getting a bit of nastiness to his game now. I think we saw it against Porto with Pepe. Do you remember when he just bundled Pepe to the floor? So he's getting that to his game on top of everything else. And this guy is going to be one of the best in the world. Him, Mason, Pulisic in our team, they're going to be 3 of the best players in the world in the next 3-4 years. Don't care what anyone says. Where's people calling him flops now? Where's the flop shots now? Because now he's...
Exactly. Where they at? There you go. Also, big up to Emil Middleton. I think he told me once that his dad's like, oh, he's like Swedish or Danish, but his dad's like English or something. Hence why Emil Middleton. See, I remember that. And, you know, this performance deserves a membership. I appreciate it a lot, my bro. Pys, did you actually give a rating in the end? No, I'm sorry if I missed it. Did you agree with the 20? Yeah?
Yeah, no, 100%. I'd give him a 20. Don't want to, you know, knock him down just for missing that chance because I thought his all-round game deserved maximum rating anyway. Just the way he occupied the centre-backs were fantastic.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And then we get to Timo Werner, someone that has received a lot of criticism from various people this season, including myself, arguably more so myself than most people. But I will also say the last 2 weeks, I've been picking the guy up. I said yesterday, oh, no, but he should start. He should start. You know, last week's miss was a bit. But even then, I wasn't as harsh as, for example, Pys was. Pys was dropped saying he'd give him a 1 or a 2, a 0 or a 1 rating. I was like, oh, come on, that's a bit harsh. But I said it before. If you're going to have a bad season, if you're going to turn around and have your best game of the season in one game, it's probably the Champions League semi-final now. And especially the second leg. Got his goal. Doesn't matter how he got there. Doesn't matter that he was frustratingly offside again 10 minutes earlier, which I'm like, stop being offside so much. Someone tweeted it. I saw perfect tweet. You already have 99 pace. Stay onside. Like, you don't need to be on the edge. Like, someone like Giroud, if he's offside all the time, totally understandable. He needs to give himself that edge to get to the ball because he's not quick. Werner doesn't need that. Werner can just stay there and then sprint and get that comfortably, right? Even the FIFA commentators will tell you that. But still, he got his goal. That drive when he set up Kanté for the chance, and he found the pass in the perfect moment as well for once. So I was very happy with that. His low cross in the first half on his weak left foot, which obviously in the end didn't lead to a chance, but Timo Werner's low crossing is a thing of beauty. I've very rarely seen players that have such consistently brilliant low crosses with pace, with precision. I know I have a go at him a lot, but if I'm going to praise him for anything, it's those low crosses are ridiculous, especially with the consistency. Like, he does that every game. Every game, those come in, flying in, whipping in, and someone's always near it. Doesn't always someone get on the end of it, but someone's always near it. So it's not like he has them miles off, right? So big up to Timo for that. I think it was a very good performance. And in comparison to Kai, I know it almost seems crazy to maybe we should give Kai and Mount a 20.5 because I want to give Werner a 20 as well. But obviously, overall, he wasn't as good as Kai. I see that, I know that, and you guys might tell me that in a second. I know Con will just think I'm debating with myself again, but you know, you know what? I don't know yet. Con, what about you? Would you give Werner that 20 for him to get a 20? Would the others need to be higher? What were you thinking?
I think Timo gets a 20 today as well. He scores, and for me, that gives him a 20. I think having Timo Werner in the side, right? I know he misses a lot. I know his first touch can be a bit bad. I know that sometimes he's offside when he shouldn't be, but the fear in God he puts in teams with how quick he is. This guy is 99 pace with a hunter card on him. That's how quick this guy is. Like, it just forces teams. Like, he's such a real weapon for Chelsea, you know, in that transition, like how quick his acceleration is. Like, boom, gone. Road runner. Like, Casemiro today was like a coyote. You just couldn't get him. It was crazy. Like, I think he could have done better in some parts, but no, today he was fantastic, I think. And that low cross as well. If Kai read that a little bit better, because if that's Giroud there, he scores. Beautiful low cross. And you're right there. Like, this guy needs to teach Marcos Alonso how to do that, because how many years I've watched Alonso not be able to do what Werner does with them low crosses, you know? Maybe Alonso could teach him a bit of finishing. There you go. A bit of helping hand with each other there. But no, Werner definitely gets a 20 for me. I think the whole front line do. I know we missed chances, but we still beat Madrid 2-0, you know? And they're a massive reason.
And also, to be fair, like, as much as Kai was better overall, Kai also missed, well, arguably, you could say 2 sitters. Like, obviously, Werner scored the rebound, but you could argue Kai missed 2 sitters. So I think with that in mind, it's probably fair to give them both a 20.
Yeah, and not just that. It's like, I know Werner's goal he scored was a tap-in, but that's because of him. That's not a tap-in if he's not there.
At least he stayed on side that time.
Yeah, he followed it up really well, and he was the only one alert in the penalty box there. So that's a sign of a goal scorer, you know? And he does miss. He needs to work on his finishing next season, be a bit more consistent with it. But today, no Werner hatred towards him. I think he was great. 20 for me.
Fair dues. Pys, what about you? Would you agree on the 20 or would you give him maybe a 19.5?
I think, I don't know. Overall player, I'd probably give him something like a 19, but because he got the goal and obviously he was part of the front line. Obviously, like Kanté beat Madrid 2-0, so I kind of do want to lean more towards a 20. But then again, I think I'd be a hypocrite if I said 20 when I've given some of the others who I clearly thought was better 20. So probably going to outvote me, but I'm going to say 19.5. I think.
To be honest, I don't think you're far off with that. To be totally honest with you. It's one of those where I don't think Mount in terms of performance deserves a 20 just because the 2-0 was so big. But then at the same time, if we go by that logic, was Werner worse than Mount? I think they were roughly even. Did different things, but I think maybe Mount was a tad better. Con, what do you think? Would you be upset if we gave him a 19.5?
Yeah, I kind of would be, because as much as we have a go at Timo for missing chances, so did Mount and Kai today, you know? So we got to be consistent at least. So if them two get a 20, I think he deserves a 20 as well.
We'll Pys, to calm you, we'll go back and maybe we'll give a Jorginho or something a 20.0 or something. Ooh, don't worry, I got you covered.
No, I don't want. It's not like Kate on Timo. I get you. I give like other people 20 who I genuinely thought were outstanding, and then I give Werner a 20, but I didn't think he was outstanding. So it's kind of like a bit of a, kind of going back on my word type of thing.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I mean, Fantasy PJ keeps talking about the offside. It's true, it pissed me off as well. But if you score 10 minutes later, fair dues. Like, I'm not going to be too harsh about it. And by the way, guys, we have 500 people watching. Big ups to yourself, and I appreciate it so much. You have no idea. And like I said already a few minutes ago, get subscribed. You know, we can get if with all of you right now. If all of you were not subscribed yet, we could literally hit 10K tonight. So make sure you hit that big red subscribe button underneath right now, and you know, help me get there as quickly as we possibly can. That's the starters done. And now we get to a man who there was a lot of debate of why he didn't start. I touched on it already in the build up or at the start with Pys. I was shocked that Pulisic didn't start. I thought he was absolutely guaranteed, especially after he didn't start. Obviously against Fulham, I was like, well, the only logical explanation for that to happen. I know Tuchel said, you know, he might be on the verge of overload again, possibly an injury, but I was very surprised that Pulisic didn't start. It worked out perfectly. And when that man came on, that man was ready for some smoke. He was coming on and he was like, none of you are ever getting the ball off me ever. Like, don't care who you are, don't care what you're going to do. I'm going to dribble past you and you're going to do nothing about it. It was unbelievable. Like, I know he didn't play that long, but it's like, if he did that for 90 minutes, he would be at 21 as well. If we're going to give sub rate, I think he has to be 20.5. He was so good off that bench. So, like, I was honestly sitting there 70 minutes in, 65 minutes in. I was like, I want to make a sub, but I don't know who to take off because I was so happy with all of the front three. So I was like, I want to bring Pulisic on, but I don't know for who. It probably would have been Werner in the end because Kai was just too good. Also gave us height in terms of defending set pieces, which I want to get to as well, how good we were at that today. Nothing, they did. Nothing. To me, they didn't even try a short corner. I'm like, are you idiots? The only way you beat us is short corners, and they didn't even try one. Mugs. Anyway. And obviously, yeah, Mount we need for the work rate. So Pulisic was Werner was the only one who was going to come off for Pulisic, but how bloody good was Pulisic on?
Laurenz, you know me. When it comes to Pulisic and talking about how amazing he is, I could do this all day as a full-time job. Bro, he came on and he was on smoke. I think that's what you call it. He was just on smoke, bro. And he came on and showed Eden levels. Love you, Eden, but my guy showed you levels in that game. Pulisic is, like you said, he came on, it was like the ball's mine, no one else is getting it. And he got the assist for Mount as well. What a pass that was as well, because how many bodies were like in front of him, and he picked out Mount perfectly. He gets a 20, 100%. Came on, did nothing wrong, and if anything, he made us even better than what we already were. So 20.
Not 20.5.
I'd give him a 30, you know me, Lawrence. I'd give him a 30.
Mind you, again, we're going to go back and give someone like maybe Jorginho a 20.5 as well before Pi says, well, how can we give Pulisic a 20.5? We're going to go back on that, don't worry.
I just think it's crazy. A 22-year-old comes off the bench in a CL semi-final and he performs like that, you know? Absolute mental. This guy he's so good. So good. And really people wanted him sold. Anyone who in this stream who said or even kind of agreed that we should sell him, just look yourself in the mirror tonight and just say, yeah, I took the L. I took the L there because that's an awful opinion I heard. And I'm glad that opinion's now gone because that was shocking.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think people didn't never said it because of ability. It was more frustration with injury, which I do still understand why people would get frustrated with that because it's kind of because he's so good. It almost makes it even not almost. It makes it even more frustrating. He misses so many games with injuries. Maybe Tuchel can find a way to keep him fit more regularly without like overplaying him. He obviously that's why he didn't play against Fulham. He's like, he's on the verge of overload and that. So maybe we'll make it work that way, but we'll see. Pys, what about you? Does put yourself at 20.5 or is 20 sufficient? But how good was he?
First off, he was very, very good. Like amazing. Like I was, crying for him to come on. I was just saying to myself, like, please bring Pulisic on because the amount of attacks we had that, were good, but we didn't quite finish him off. And I just wanted that, I don't know, extra bit of, I don't know. I just feel more safe when Pulisic starts and when he plays over like a Werner or. It's mainly Werner, I think. The others not so much. That's why I was, kind of shocked he didn't start because I was, I was debating the rest of the team, but I was like, front three, 100% is going to be Pulisic, Kai, and Mount. But I guess he went with Werner just because of the weekend, the link up with Kai. I can kind of understand that, and it worked in the end. Tuchel said he wanted Pulisic fresh legs off the bench, so. I had people debating, well, what happens if, we get to that position and that obviously Madrid are ahead and, maybe then you argue you should have started Pulisic, but who are we to doubt Tuchel? Every time he puts out a lineup, we say something, we win. So it's like, put Alonso up front Champions League final, I'm sure we'd still win. Like, I'm genuinely that serious. I don't understand how he does this thing where he's just a superb coach. Like, we can't argue anything. Nothing he does at the moment is wrong. And it's everything just developed so nicely in the game. Honestly, it was perfect today. Comes on, dribbling past everyone, I just love it when he gets the ball to his feet, he take one touch and then he turns so quickly and then they have to foul him. It's just, he's dribbling superb. Then the assist as well, really, really good awareness. So the only thing I'm debating, obviously, is rating, because if we give him a 20.5, then, as much as I'd 100% agree, obviously, players played full 90 and got 20s. And,
honestly, they'll try to almost look at it as just judge how long he played. Disregard almost that the others did it for longer. I think we should do that.
Yeah, so in that case, for sure, then he gets a 20.5, because I genuinely think if he had started that game, he would have been up there with man of the match. Like, I'm sure he would have tore them apart. Like, with the amount of space we was getting on counters as well, like, he's just got better dribbling than Werner as well. So I'm sure we would have scored another one for sure. Just the way, there was one in the first half where Werner, really early in the game, he took someone on and then pretty sure he ran out of play or something. And I said to myself, is that Pulisic there? Like, that could have been 1-0 and that was at 0-0. So I don't know, nothing on Werner. I'm just saying, like, if Pulisic started, I think we would have won by even more.
I mean, maybe it might be, but at the same time, look at the ratings we've been given the other three. So they all did really well too. So I don't think you can say you did anything wrong. Just quickly, because I'm about to change it, are we all in agreement that we give Christensen, Silva, Rüdiger, especially those three? I would personally leave Chilwell at the 19.5. If you're going to tell me put him to 20 as well, fair. Those three centre-backs to 20 and Jorginho to 20.5. Are you in agreement with that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But leave Chile at 19.5 for him 20 as well.
Has everyone else got a 20, right, in the back line?
Yeah.
To be honest, man, I think we should just all give them 20s.
Yeah, I think we need that Eddie Hearn video. Is that, or go on then?
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, there you go.
It's Madrid, isn't it? Like, they hardly touched us, so let's just give them all 20s, like maximum performances.
There you go. And I will tell you one thing, because all of the remaining three subs happened after we made it 2-0, I don't even know what they did. I have no recollection of them doing anything. I was just gassed. I was busy being gassed. I have no idea. If any of you have any opinions on these three, actually, Reece James nearly made it 3-0 with a shot from distance. So fair dues to him for that. But that's the only thing I remember. I didn't see Ziyech do anything. I didn't see Giroud. I mean, Giroud literally had 30 seconds on the pitch, but still. Do they all get an A, or do you have any ratings for either of them? Pys, Con, let me go first. Con, do you have any rating for them, or?
I'll just give them an A, to be fair. We'll give them a Fibes rating, like 10 Fibes rating, They're just for Fibes.
Just give them a V rating.
Yeah, V for Fibes.
There you go. Pys, in agreement, or do you have anything to add on either of those three?
No, I'm in agreement, to be fair. Yeah, as you said, Reece nearly made it 3-0. That was a decent strike, but I don't remember the others doing anything. But yeah, just give them whatever rating, to be fair.
I just gave him a V. I thought that was quite good. Give him a V because it's a good day. I don't know. Maybe we should give him like an XX, like a Roman 20 or something. I don't know. I'm waffling now. Let's get to Thomas Tuchel. What a man. What a man. And I keep saying this. I know I've said this many, many times, but think back to where we were late January and where we are right now. It's honestly, I know obviously 2012 was crazy, but 2012 he wasn't, obviously, as long as we win the final and the FA Cup, 2012 wasn't this season crazy in terms of how different things became. I know we were struggling under Villas-Boas, but we weren't totally out of the running for top four at the time, which we seemingly were under Frank. And obviously that Napoli first leg went badly, right? I totally get it. But the difference, maybe you can tell me I'm wrong here, but I don't think the difference was quite as drastic. Only for the Champions League it was, because it almost felt like Di Matteo was Terry, Lampard, Drogba, Cech, Ashley, whatever, Ivanovic even. You just do your thing now. And they were we want that Champions League. So Premier League, they didn't seem too bothered, other than that one game where Torres scored a hat-trick, was a QPR. The league didn't really change that much to the better after the managerial change. But this season, every single thing changed. We've conceded 8 goals. I think that's in all competitions, not just Premier League. To be honest, have we conceded a goal outside of the Premier League yet? one against Madrid, one against Porto. So I don't know if those 8 goals are just Premier League or if they're all competitions. Doesn't matter. And those 8 goals, maybe they're 10, but those 8 goals include 5 goals against West Brom. Like, this is the most insane stat. And how many games are we in? Are we talking about nearly 20 or over 20? I don't know. This is obviously today. Tuchel gets to 21. I think if Mendy and Kanté get 21, I think Tuchel does as well. To leave Pulisic out and for that to go as well as it did tonight, I don't think you. Who am I to speak? And Azpi, so many people criticized. Oh, Azpi right wing back now. Don't do that. Wonderful today. So either of you, if you know how many games we've played under Tuchel and how many goals we conceded, please tell me. And then just praise him because what else are we going to do really? Let me go with you first, guys.
Yeah, 1000%. Like, he gets maximum rating, like another masterclass. And the thing is with Tuchel as well, I'd love to be in the dressing room to see what he said at half time as well and before kickoff. Like, because he's such a good speaker as well in the interviews after games, I bet you he's so like, what's the word? Just, I bet the players just love hearing him speak because like he's just so intelligent. Like, you can just tell by the way it comes off. Like, I bet some of his team talks are like unbelievable, like the stuff he drills into them and stuff. I'd love to have more of an insight on that, like kind of like what Spurs did. Remember when they did like the documentary with that Mourinho? That was amazing. Like, just watching that, like, I'd love to see cameras.
Imagine there was a documentary of us this season,
bro. It'd be insane. But I'd just love to see like how do you approach that at half time? You know, you're against Real Madrid. Like, how do you calm the players? Because let's not forget, like, our backline's experienced, but apart from that, we've got a relatively really young squad. So, like, for him to really compose the players in the second half as well, I thought, you know, I thought we looked nervous at the start, obviously, but I thought we grew into the game, and I'm guessing Tuchel's team talk at halftime was something to do with that, if I had to guess, calming them down, because I did think we looked just very controlled, very comfortable, and can we do it for one more game, man? I beg we do it in the final, but yeah, let's wait and see because it's a long month ahead. We've got the FA Cup final next week, which no one's really talking about either. Like, that's massive as well. So, yeah, man, it's a crazy.
It's ridiculous anyway. We've just beat Real Madrid. We're going to play Man City in the league. We're going to beat hopefully. We're going to play Man City in the league, our Champions League final opponents. We're going to play them in just a normal league game. Then we play bloody Arsenal, and then we play an FA Cup final. It's ridiculous. It's honestly insane. But I assume you're in agreement on the 21 rating, right, Pies? Let me just go with you, Con. I presume he's in agreement. But again, anything you have to add, do, and I presume you agree on the 21 as well.
Scrap the 21. I think he gets a 30. I
think 30?
Yeah, how he. It's not even about us winning the game. It's how we won them. Like, bro, every single Champions League game we've been in knockouts. We've never been in a losing position where we're going out. And be honest, has there been a time, thinking about it now, where we've ever really been in danger of getting knocked out? No. And why is that? You can say the players, but Tuchel, he's a serious manager. Like, I remember when in December times when I was public enemy number one on Twitter because I wanted Tuchel when Lampard was still here. Mm-hmm. But it's just like the Kai thing. Like I said this many times, when a manager or something like that comes available and you know the level they're at, you just can't say no to it, you know? And Tuchel is one of the best. I think him and Pep, two best managers in Europe, and that's why they're in the Champions League final, you know? And just to think, how crazy is it, Laurenz, that he hasn't even been here a full season and he's in 2 cup finals and he's got us from 10th to 4th.
Maybe what is that? You never know. Maybe second if Man United get a point deduction.
It's crazy to think about, and Tuchel deserves all the praise in the world. Every single Chelsea fan should be back in this guy. And once, I don't know, when we're allowed back at the bridge, we're going to have some crazy chant for him somehow or something like that. But
we better do. Like, I love Chelsea fans. I love them. But we all love Frank Lampard. But right now, let's stop singing Super Frank, right? Let's just focus on Super Tuchel, please. Because the man deserves it right now.
Yeah. And he needs to get a new contract ASAP, man. I want this guy.
Just let the man do his job. And when he's on holiday, then fly someone in, take him to Roman's yacht. Do you know what I mean? I think Tuchel deserves a trip to Roman's yacht, and let him sign that contract there.
Roman's on the yacht saying like sign the dotted line and that. Yeah, but Laurenz, bro, Tuchel, I love him. I love him
as well. Honestly, it's huge. And overall performance out of 20, 19, 20. I don't think, is it actually a 20 if we missed the amount of chances we did? I don't know. Pys, what do you think? 20 anyway, or
100% 20? Like, the performance was amazing. We never looked under threat. I just wish we the craziest thing is, like, this game could have ended 5 or 6-0. Like, imagine if we actually beat Real Madrid 5 or 6-0 in the semi-final. Like, it's just crazy. And I think I've just checked. I think we've conceded 9 in 22 games under Tuchel, which is absurd. So yeah, I think
that is absurd. Oh my days. And like at the same time, obviously we haven't quite scored as many as we would have liked. But the thing is, we haven't scored as many as we could. It's just about some of these players need to sort their finishing, and that includes today. Today I let them off because the occasion plays a part. But on a normal game, it's crazy. We've not spoken about the penalty at the end. I don't even remember a penalty, to be honest, but that was after the 2-0, wasn't it? So who cares? Oh, was it at the very end when we had a penalty shout literally as he blew the final whistle, didn't we? Yeah, I remember now. But I never even saw a replay because he blew the final whistle, and then I went off to start doing all of this stuff. So yeah, overall rating, Con, you agree, 20?
Yeah, it has to be, man. Like I said, the way we in both legs, we just looked so superior to Madrid. Has to be a 20, man. I
agree. I agree, actually. You convinced me. Aside, regardless of the misses, 2-0 against Real Madrid. Obviously, 3-1 on aggregate. Champions League semi-final.
But Laurenz, even think about that. Look how much we missed tonight, and we still beat them 2-0.
Yeah, exactly.
That just sums up how well we were today. How good we were.
It's also like, what really proves that we are just really good against big teams is the fact that the most difficult was Porto, who are clearly the smallest of these 3 teams that we've played in the knockout stages so far. It's one of those, which is why, Man City, no problem. And at least Leicester won the other semi-final. It wasn't Southampton, because I'd be way more worried against Southampton. But, it's a madness. It's a madness. If we can
Sorry, Laurenz, didn't mean to cut you off. But think of it like this: 2 games versus Atletico, 2 versus Madrid, the last game against City, our last game against United, our last game against Liverpool, we conceded, I think, in total 2 goals. Against West Brom, we conceded 5. I love Chelsea Football Club.
I love Chelsea Football Club. Yeah, that's a good way to end. Honestly, like it's still kind of triggers me and eats me up inside that we didn't beat Solskjaer, because that's just how have we not beaten him? Anyway, bloody what did they call him?
What's his name?
PE teacher, that's the one. That's the one I forgot. Yeah, bloody PE teacher. We couldn't score against him. Any which way, it doesn't matter. It's been a wonderful day. It's been a long day. I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but I wish Champions League games were just like at 10 a.m. or something, because the amount of nerves I have all day is just, I can't handle it. But to be honest, today, in comparison to during the game, I thought I was having about 15 heart attacks with these chances that we missed. I was like, because usually, especially against teams like Real Madrid, when you miss those types of chances, that usually doesn't end well for you. It ended really well for us. So, I'm very, very, very pleased. We still have 500 people watching, which is unbelievable. Honestly, I appreciate all of the support today. I appreciate all of the super chats, especially with Fantasy PGA Tour. I know you dropped in a fair few. I can't remember the other guys' names. I do apologize. Of course, if you want to support the channel with a super chat just before we end it off, don't hesitate. Of course, you don't have to. Appreciate it a lot. Become a member if you fancy that. There's a link in the description if you're on your phone, or a join button underneath if you're on desktop. Subscribe. Like I said, subscribe. We want to hit 10,000 subscribers. It's all of you that are watching right now are not subscribed yet. We hit 10K right now. So everyone that is not subscribed right now, go down below, smash that big as red subscribe button. Check out OneFootball as well. Second line in the description. Download that app for free. Helps me out a lot. And I'm going to give both of you guys a chance to say a couple of final words, because today is very, very special. Let me go with you first, Con. What do you have to say? Just a couple of words.
Gotta keep it short and sweet. I love Chelsea Football Club, man.
There you go. And Pice, I left you as last because you are the partner in crime for these player rating videos and live streams. Obviously, appreciate it a lot. All these times you've come on. Obviously, we have a few more to go this season. A few more to go, but couple more words for an unbelievable day that we had today.
Yeah, man. Just job's not finished yet. Job's not over as that video keeps going round. We got to win one more and then we can truly go mental. But for today, yeah, amazing performance. And I just really imagine I just really hope we win this double. Like that'd be insane. Like from the position where we've come from, as you said, like a few months ago, we was all down, depressed, you know, Lampard leaving, people were sad, people were angry because, you know, they wanted it to work out and it just didn't end nice. But Tuchel is the man. Like, he is the man. And I don't feel like I'm getting ahead of myself this time because the thing is, Tuchel's not even playing his, you know, usual 4 at the backs. He's gone to a 3 at the back and yeah, he's not had a pre-season. He's not had anything. He flew in on 48 hours notice to face Wolves. He prepared on the plane. Like, and I just think the fans will love him when we get back as well. I really do because it just gives me like a Conte vibe, you know, with the way he celebrates. And yeah, man, I just really think
you never know. Man might turn up with a wig next season. He's starting to bold a little bit.
Yeah, like I just everything about him, like the way he speaks, even the way he dresses. Like I don't know, that may sound weird, but it just looks sick, doesn't he? Like he's just a sick guy. Like I don't know. I really love him, man. I just hope this end of the season goes well because we've come so far and we can't let it slip now. We can't, you know, bottle it. And yeah, just that when that final comes, just approach it, attack it, and yeah, I'm sure we can win.
I'm sure we can, and I'm sure we can. And let's not forget what happened last time we won the Champions League. We got arguably, technically at least, our best ever player, our most gifted ever player. You know, winning the Champions League can go a long way in terms of our transfer targets this summer as well. Not just
Laurenz, I was going to say that as well. Laurenz, I was going to say that as well. Like, if we won the Champions League, you know, everyone's going to want to join. Like, because when you win the Champions League, you literally are the most coveted team in Europe at that moment in time. So everyone's going to want to join. And the good thing is, you know, we've got an owner who will back a manager till, you know, with significant funds. Like, we're not talking, you know, one big signing. If we won the Champions League, you know, we may be able to get, you know, Sancho, Haaland, both of them. You know, you just don't know. Things come possible when you win big tournaments, and this is the biggest one. So let's pray we win it.
And especially the way we're on the verge of, or at least made the final, is a bit different to how we did it in 2012. I mean, maybe you could, well, no, you could argue Barcelona was obviously a significantly better team back then than Real Madrid are right now, but we're doing it in a different type of way. We're not just parking the bus. So it also makes signing attacking players even a tad easier than it probably was back then. Ladies and gentlemen, I really do appreciate every single one of you that has tuned in. Again, get subscribed if you haven't already. We're so close to hitting 10,000 subscribers. And honestly, you know, it means the world to me if we hit it. The sooner the better. Obviously, like someone just put in the comment section a minute ago, road to Istanbul, check. Let's put that check behind the road to 10K as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching. Up to Chelsea. What a day. What a night. Come on to Chelsea. Upwards and onwards. And I'll see you. Wait, I need to get rid of this first. And I need to scroll up here. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Up to Chelsea. And I'll see you next time.